Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Steph, and it's actually been a little bit since I filmed. I'm sorry, I just got busy with end of year. However, I am back today with a 1-year update on my Doc Martens. These are 1490s, but they're a limited edition collab that came out last year with Marc Jacobs. So they're fairly comparable to the 1460s in terms of like shaft height and stuff like that, and like they very much look the same. There's just I think 2 more like eyes on them. So I released a video about this time last year sharing with you guys a like FYI before you buy / mini review right when I got the shoe, and so I'm gonna update that now almost a year later. So I think the biggest thing that I have learned in the last year is that everyone has a different experience with Doc Martens. There are so many people commenting in my comment section under that video saying, oh, it took me forever to break them in, and then there's the other side of the spectrum, which they could just wear it right away and they had no problems. So one of the first things I'm always going to recommend with Doc Martens is that you try them on, but be aware that there is the potential for there to be a long break-in period. It's kind of just the shape of your foot and how it fits inside the shoe. For me personally, it took about 6 weeks worth of wear to break them in. This back heel section, kind of like the Achilles, where my Achilles sits, is the worst. It took so long to break in. I think it's just the way my foot is shaped. It like rubbed against that section in a like particular way, and it was like really hard for me to break that in. So it did take about 6 weeks of wear. What I ended up doing was I took the shoes to like Montreal and Quebec with me when I went. I don't know if you guys saw those photos on Instagram, but I went to Montreal and Quebec in the fall, and I took these as one of 2 pairs of shoes, and that was a fairly consistent walking like 7 to 10K a day in these. And then I wore one of the large band-aids excuse me, on the back of my heels whenever I was gonna wear them during that trip, and also like on either side, like before and after, because I was a little bit worried about blisters and tearing my feet up. And I was right. The first couple times after I got back from the trip, I thought, oh, these are broken in, it's fine. I didn't wear a band-aid on the back of my heel, and my feet still ended up getting torn up. So it took until, that was in end of September, early October, I think, sort of time frame. And I've been trying to wear them fairly consistently since then. And then it took this trip to Boston, where they were the only shoes that I brought, and I kind of finally feel like the heel section has broken in. There are still little things that I've noticed about wearing the shoes where I wouldn't fully classify them as broken in, but compared to what they were, it's so much better. So I noticed that after probably 5 or 6 kilometers of walking, this toe box area here, it definitely gets a little bit tight, and my like 4th and baby toe will feel like very smushed. I don't know like how else to describe it. And that's just something, I think that's more like, I do tend to do a lot of walking, especially when I'm traveling, and that's just like your foot kind of swells over the course of the day. So I do think that that's the reason why. But I have noticed that the more I wear them, the longer I wear them, every single time it's kind of like if I wear them all day and that whole day I'm walking around, the next time I put it on, I can go like a little bit longer and a little bit longer, and I'm starting to notice that real like improvement. It was a lot on the breaking in process, sorry. Definitely I would recommend even if you feel like the shoes are fine and that they're not going to give you blisters, to still put band-aids on in the potential like rub areas. It just, like, there's no point getting your feet torn up over a pair of shoes, especially like a pair of boots. And it doesn't really hurt if you wear a band-aid and then you realize that it didn't actually like do anything for you. If anything, like, it's better to do it and then be like, oh, I don't actually need it, than need it and have not put on the band-aid. Sorry. Okay. The one thing that I do notice is a common thing that I did come across in my research prior to buying the boots, and I was like, I'll deal with it if I need to, but the tongue on these does move side to side. It slips particularly, so it slips to like the outer side of the shoes. I don't know if you can see with the tongues here, but like this one, which is my right shoe, I believe. Yeah, my right shoe moves like to the right, and then the left shoe leans to the left. So what I'm thinking about doing is getting my cobbler to attach elastics kind of on the sides here to attach it to the inside of the actual shaft of the boot to keep the tongue straight. And then I also was thinking that I probably, when doing that, want to get a pair, like a zipper put in down the inside of the shoe. I know that I feel like it's kind of sacrosanct to say that, but putting these, like taking these shoes on and off is it's a tedious process, especially when you want to wear them, but then you know that you're going to be taking your shoes off to like go to someone's house, or like I work in real estate, so there are showings. I can't really wear these to like inspections or anything like that. Anything where you need to take your shoes off, you can't really wear these. It's really difficult, I find, and maybe it's just me, but I feel really awkward whenever my shoes take a long time to come on and off. I feel like people are waiting for me, and it gives me not really like anxiety, but like I don't like being the person that everyone is waiting for. I don't know, just my own personal thing. So I think I might do that to improve just the overall time it takes to get on and off. Maybe the like elastic preventing the tongue from moving will make it a little bit more comfortable. I'm not sure, but if I do that, I will let you guys know, of course. At the end of this, I still want more pairs. I know that it took me a while to break this pair in, and I think that that would make a lot of people assume that I would be turned off to the shoes. I'm not. I kind of, with boots, I know that it's sort of like a cycle. Like, even if you break in a pair of boots and you feel like they're so comfortable, if you don't wear them for a certain period of time, at least I always find that when I go and re-wear those shoes again, I will have blisters, or they'll bite, or they won't be as comfortable as I remember them to be. But as soon as I start wearing them again a little bit more consistently, it's fine. I think it's just your feet develop calluses and get used to the different shoes, stuff like that. I don't actually know, don't quote me, but this is just my own experience. I do have to say, so I do have another pair. I have a patent pair that I actually have not broken in yet. I'm a little scared to break them in, to be completely fair. However, now that these are like mostly broken in, and they're very much like well worn, you can see there's lots of creases in the leather. It could be leather, I don't know. I'm gonna definitely try and wear the patent ones a little bit more. The patent ones I saw on a lot of people actually when I was in Boston. They were wearing patent Doc Martens, and I really liked how it looked. It was a little bit more like unique. When you're wearing just like basic Docs, like yes, they are very obviously Docs, but at the same time they kind of just look like black combat boots. Whereas if you're wearing patent ones, sorry, they are a statement. And when you live in the north, in the cold, I actually don't live in the north, I live in the south of Canada, but for most people it's the north. Like your boots are kind of a big part of your outfit. So to be able to have those like patent pop, like statement boots would be great. It would really add something to a lot of my more basic, all my basic looks. My whole closet is basic looks, let's be real. Yeah, so that's kind of everything. I do have a plan to break in my patent pair before I buy my next pair of Doc Martens. I really want a pair of Jadens. I like the chunky platform. I like the chunky, like how big they look. I don't know if I want to get them in white or if I want to get them in black. I don't know, we'll see. I think I'll probably end up just getting the Jadens in likely white and black at some point throughout my life. And then I will have both and I'll be good. Yeah, at that point, I think that's a fairly decent Doc Marten collection. I don't think I want more beyond that as of, it's January 16th, 2020 as I'm filming this. So I don't know. As of right now, that's all I want. If you guys have any more questions, let me know in the comments below. Oh, I do want to say, so there have been a lot of questions about sizing, a lot of questions. Like, I want to say everything on the Doc Martens website is unisex for the most part. There are obviously some styles where it's a little bit more masculine or a little bit more feminine in terms of the traditional styling and features that they've included, but you can wear them. The sizing is unisex. It's pretty much the standard. Oh no, this is actually different. So I feel like yeah, when I was buying my Adidas like Superstars back in the day, there was like the sizing between men and women's, I think, is traditionally like there's a 2 size difference. So I'm a 7.5 women's, so I would go down 2 sizes to be 5.5 men's, and that would be kind of how this translates. This, there's only a 1 size difference, so it says the US 7 ladies is the US 6 men's. Yeah, I don't know. It does the UK sizes though. If you do know your UK size, go off your UK size, because that's the most accurate that I can come up with, because it says here that this is a UK 5, which does translate into what I would wear in the UK. I'm like 5.5 sort of shoe size, and an EU 38, which is spot on what I actually do wear. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is, if you know your UK or European sizes, go off of those for sizing versus the American sizes, because the American sizing is very much all over the place. Like, they are a 7, I usually wear a 7.5 or an 8. There are very few shoes that I can actually wear a 7 in, and those are fit big size, the half size down sort of thing. These, I normally size up in my boots to a 8, but I had to size down to a 7.5 or to a 7. So just keep that in mind. They are actually weirdly labeled very close to my true like European / UK sizes. So very rambly, but that is everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments below. Either I or someone else will answer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry for if I keep looking down. It's because I took notes, so I'm a little bit more coherent. I got a lot of comments about my incoherency and how I ramble, but anyways. Don't forget to subscribe, follow my social media channels. They are linked down below, and there will be more videos. Stay tuned. Bye.